Yeah, it just kind of happens. We that's how things start. We kind of start recording in the middle of setting up, and then all of a sudden we'll realize that, like,
We're
hey
live.
guys,
We're live.
live.
We're live.
Welcome to Two Rights Make a Wrong. That's Daniel,
That's Russell.
and welcome back to another episode.
Oh,
How are you? How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I'm doing good. We got some very good friends and helpers with us today. My friends Nigel and Lilo. They're going to help us because we're just not the greatest at our jobs. And I need to ramble here while Danny is putting on a shirt for some reason. And we have the cat running around as well. Anyway, so I guess first things first. I need to start off. I need to apologize.
You sure do.
I need to apologize to The Rock for creating rock climbing.
Rock climbing, yeah.
Rock climbing. It was a new craze that we started of just climbing on Dwayne The Rock Johnson. And
We thought he was bigger than he was.
well, that's actually, I just found that out too. That's actually, I'm slightly disappointed. The Rock's only 6'4",
And you're 6'4".
and I'm 6'4", so
Yeah.
he is not as large as I thought he was.
Yeah, no, he's not. I mean, he's large.
I mean, is he?
I mean, he's probably like the width, like 3 widths of you.
I don't know about that.
Well, 2 at least.
I mean, maybe that.
Yeah, but same height.
Yeah, so he's not as large as I thought, and so that means I don't want to climb on The Rock anymore.
You heard it here first, folks. Russ can beat up the Rock.
I can beat up The Rock, apparently. I mean, I'd get in a ring. I'd get in a wrestling ring.
A wrestling ring, yeah.
A wrestling ring.
A choreographed wrestling ring.
I don't know. I mean, I guess it could be choreographed. What are you trying to say?
That
wrestling's not real?
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Well, I don't know about that.
I mean, it's real. It exists. It's a thing, but
It does exist.
it is scripted.
The other than that, so yeah, I'm sorry, The Rock, for starting rock climbing.
You'll have to let us know if anyone actually climbed on you from last post to this post, though.
Yes. Anyway, so what's going on?
Not too much.
You, anything eventful happen?
I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I am having a hard time just really remembering my days. I don't know why. But anything cool happen with you?
I would say you need to get your life straightened out if that's the case. But
Yeah.
I don't know what day of the week it is either. So,
Yeah.
but that's expected for me.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's on your list over there?
Weird things that, again, I'm not exactly sure why we're on. Have you ever seen a dead person other than at a funeral?
No, I've never seen a dead person other than at a funeral.
You haven't? Oh, okay. So, did I ever tell you?
Have
that
you?
Yeah, a few. Yeah.
A few?
Well, yeah, because, I mean, my ex-father-in-law died, and I saw him in the living room.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh, okay, yeah. And then, but did I ever tell you the story that I found the person who was in a car? It was over by my old house in Milwaukee there. And I was stuck behind this guy in the left turn lane, and this guy was not moving at all. So I got out, I was honking at him. I got out, and I went to, like, go talk to him, and he was just, like, head back in his car. And
Yeah, stoplight.
yeah, so I thought he was asleep. I went up to him. It did not look like he was breathing, and I called the police. And dude, that guy was dead
Like at a stoplight.
at a stoplight. He was flipping dead. But he must have known he was gonna die because he had his car in park. So,
Or
like,
maybe he was just like
that's weird.
feeling just feeling it come on.
Yeah, but
He's like, I'm just getting really tired.
yeah. So that guy was flipping dead.
Well, right on.
Yeah, that was weird.
That's cool. I don't mean to laugh at the guy's death, but
It's
That's
just
kind
you
of a
don't
weird
expect
story.
to just be driving somewhere and just be stuck behind a dead person.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's the cat.
that's the cat. knocking over your Legos.
Yeah.
So,
Oh. All right, we need to deal with something here real quick. We need to deal with something here real quick.
okay. I thought you said quickly. Come
Say
on.
this word. DATA.
Data.
It's data. Correct.
Data.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
No,
It's data, and then it's data.
it's data. It's only data.
Or data.
There's like a TV show that talks about it.
That's what TV show is this?
It is called Star Trek: The Next Generation.
And they talk, and that's the premise of the whole show.
Yeah, because there is a bitch of a doctor who doesn't respect Data as an android, and she calls him Data, and he's like, Data, and she's all like,
Okay.
what's the difference? And he goes, one is my name and one is not.
Well, right, but
Because
that's
Data
a name.
is the correct word.
That's a name. No, because that's a name. You can't just bring someone's name into it. That's a name.
No, but it's the word.
It's like
It's
okay,
the word Data.
It's like if I called you Russell instead of Russell.
Yeah, but Russell is, again, not a word. Just like Data.
Yeah, but
It's not a word.
it's
It doesn't exist.
Data. No.
You don't say it.
But have you ever seen on paper where people are like, "What's the difference between data
I mean,
and data?"
it literally says that on my phone.
Oh, it says that.
Yes.
And people will read the two differently, completely differently.
No.
Well, people will.
It's read the difference between data and data because only one of them exists.
No,
Only one of them
But
exists as
no
a word.
one- but people will read them differently, and people will read them differently.
Weigh in the comments. If you think it's pronounced data, type in data. If you think it's data, type in data. Lilo, you said something?
So my brother and sister went to Europe a couple of years ago, and apparently if you say literally in Europe, they don't know what you're talking about. It's literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
But if you say literally, they're like, what are you saying?
Literally,
What
yeah.
are you talking about?
And do you know what an advertisement? Controversy. Do you know what controversy is?
I don't think that's a
Do you,
word.
what's controversy?
That's not real.
Absolutely, it is.
No.
They say it on Top Gear. That's where I learned it.
We got like, well, that's a
Yeah.
comedian saying things on purpose.
But
no,
controversy. No, that's how British people say controversy.
no, like
That's my favorite one. That's
aluminium.
aluminium. Yeah,
Aluminium.
but yeah, they say things weird.
I got Dracula's accent on here. Yeah, I don't know why I wanted to talk about Dracula's accent.
All right.
I just have that written down.
Okay. Oh, we were having a nice conversation. So I don't know if you know this. I don't even know if you've ever seen it before. But One
We
Piece.
are all over the place. What?
One Piece.
Yeah. What about One Piece?
Have you seen it?
I know everything.
Yeah. So I started watching it. I think you know I started
Yes.
watching it. And we were talking the other day about Jolly Roger.
Yeah. You want to know something about a Jolly Roger?
Yeah.
What do you
So,
wanna know?
well, I wanted to know if you knew where Jolly Roger came from.
Like the original real life Jolly Roger?
Yeah.
I don't.
You don't?
Actually.
Okay.
Did you look it up?
No, I knew this actually.
You knew it? Is it from Blackbeard originally?
Well, I guess no. I don't know where the original who started using the skull and crossbones, and that's what I wanted to ask you. Are all Jolly Rogers a version of skull and crossbones? Or is it just the pirate flag? Because the original Jolly Rogers was Jolly JOLIROGUE. And it was French for pretty red because the original pirate flags were just red flags.
Well, those are the brutal ones.
Okay.
Those are the ones that mean no mercy. That means if you see a red pirate flag out on the waters, that means you are fucked.
Okay.
That means you are dead. That means everybody on your boat is dead. If you see a black pirate flag in real life, that means you might have a chance to survive. You're just going to be taken as a slave. You may not. But your possessions are going to be gone.
Okay. But yeah, but that's where the term Jolly Roger came from.
Yeah.
Was that French thing for pretty red. But
Fair enough.
I don't know. But nowadays is Jolly Roger just a pirate flag or is it a version of the
Nowadays,
skull
I
and
think a
crossbones?
Jolly Roger only exists in media. I don't think a pirate in this day and age gives two shits about what flag they are
right. No,
flying.
I would agree with that, but I'm saying
Like those Somalis, they don't care.
in the latest history of classic pirates,
And the Japanese, they don't care. I think those are the two biggest pirate countries right now.
Japan, I did not know that.
Yeah, Japan is
Oh,
notorious.
The cat is climbing mountains, people.
He's about to get into the ceiling.
Has he been in the ceiling before?
Not this cat.
No, the Mona would.
Yeah, the other cat was in
Yeah.
the ceiling. Would get into the ceiling.
So yeah, but One Piece is all right so far.
Yeah, it's amazing. I'm actually wearing a One Piece shirt underneath this.
That's so cute.
Yeah.
I'm about 20 episodes in right now, so
You've only got 1,050 to go.
1,072.
Yeah. So I have a goal. I have a short-term goal in mind for us
Oh, for us
to
okay.
measure, like a success for us actually.
1 subscriber.
Well, I mean, 1 subscriber would be dope, but I think that's going to be relatively easy. There's 2 of us.
Oh,
Right.
I suppose.
But no, I feel like a short-term goal is I feel like I want to make enough money where we can comfortably go to a 3-star restaurant, which the closest one to us is in Chicago. I think there's 2 there. And I want to eat enough until we puke.
When you say 3-star restaurant, what do you mean?
Like a 3-star Michelin star.
Oh,
What the fuck do you mean?
Well, I'm making sure that it's Michelin star restaurant. Okay, because there's 3-star. There's like a one. There's starred restaurants that do not have Michelin.
That would be stupid.
Well, I mean,
I would not respect that restaurant.
I mean, it exists.
No.
I mean,
I don't think so. And if it does, I don't respect it. It's the Michelin star.
and which is it? What's one? Which one's there? There's a couple there. I think it's French Laundry. My girlfriend's huge into Michelin star restaurants.
Yeah, I don't know what
She's
they're called.
Had a couple of them,
Cool.
but that's like, so you essentially want to have like,
The best dining experience ever,
But-
and then
but-
ruin it.
but because you want to make enough money to what's that?
What? I don't know what.
You want to make enough money to eat enough at a Michelin star restaurant
Yeah.
to the point where we puke.
Yeah.
So that is not a short-term goal. That's going to be a very long-term goal because we're going to have to eat like 30 meals at $1,000 a piece.
Yeah.
Because you know how little food
Yeah.
we're going to get? wait,
Enough.
the light's pulsing. So, no, you do not get enough.
Oh yeah.
No, not the one in Chicago. Not 3 stars. You get nothing at those.
You get a meal.
Our light's dying.
You get a whole ass meal.
You do, but it's like 1 to 2 bites each course.
Yeah, but it's like 17 courses.
It's like 7 courses.
Okay. Whoa there.
And
You
one
don't-
of
I
them,
don't think you know what you're talking
and
about.
one of them is just smelling stuff.
Yeah, that'd be great.
No, I'm not.
Yeah, I mean that could easily make somebody puke.
That's not
maybe.
something that you can make that money. That's not something that I want to do.
I'll make that money. You don't need that money then. I'll just take it. I'll just take it.
You
We
just
can
take the
eat
money.
at a 3-star restaurant.
Okay. Eat at a 3-star restaurant. Our light's freaking out.
Yeah, you need to fix that.
Gotta do something with this stupid light. So tell me a story.
Kind of story would you like?
Nigel, what's the story you want to hear?
Do you like being called daddy?
Me?
Yeah.
Sure. I don't mind it.
Yeah.
You have to tell them what I'm saying, because
He said he doesn't mind it. He says he doesn't mind being called daddy. I feel like daddy's all right. I feel like I'd rather be called pop. Yep.
It's fitting for you, Russ.
It's yeah, I know. I was told it was fit. What are you looking for?
I'm looking for the charger for this.
I don't know.
Where I left it.
Love that for you, King.
Thanks. Yeah, I just, I like maybe during like the sexual times, that's one thing. But like I feel like in this day and age, people are coming up and just like people just call themselves daddy all the time. Like if they, daddy wants a new car. I guess that's like an old phrase, but it's just like more common thing. People just saying daddy, and yeah, I think I'd rather just be pop. It's like come sit on pop's lap.
Are you gonna call him champ too?
Come sit on pop's lap, champ.
Come on, sport.
Sport. Yeah. It's that's upside down.
Sure is.
Just all right.
Sorry about that, 3 viewers. We don't have our technology is not.
We say it
Down
every
yet.
week. This is
Every
the,
week.
This is the cheapest we'll ever gonna be.
Yep.
And every week we add a little bit more to the production value of everything.
You know who does like being called daddy though? My girlfriend.
Yeah, I bet she does.
I call her
And
daddy.
I feel like I'm not even gonna lie. I feel like that's your fault.
I'm fine with it.
No, okay.
I have no issue with it. Mom got her a beer glass that said daddy on it because she knew that I called her daddy.
Yeah, see, like you just say that, like it's just a random, like nickname that people say nowadays, like daddy. Like,
Yeah.
so I mean, pop works.
Pop pop.
If you get what?
I'm waiting for your.
I mean, do you want to go to the Vatican?
I mean, I would go. Do I want to go? Do I have the huge desire to go? No.
Yeah, I want to see the dicks.
So speaking of that,
No, there's dicks at the Vatican. We need to see the dicks at the Vatican.
okay,
And this is what I've heard.
okay,
So the Vatican is very, religious,
right,
and they've got a lot of statues of things, right?
okay,
From famous artists that depict religious figures from the Bible, right?
sure,
And they're naked.
okay,
Well, they can't be naked at the Vatican, so they have chopped off their dicks. That's why those statues have dicks chopped off. Like you see them, right? They're just gone.
I've not.
But
seen them.
they're like highly religious figures and statues, and they can't just get rid of them, so they save them. So the Vatican has drawers of dicks.
And this is a fact. Have you seen the drawers?
Yep, I just shit my pants.
He just pooped.
Yep.
Um,
I
So-
did not expect that.
In post, just put a giant reverb on there.
So, but speaking of the Vatican, do you know what the difference between a priest and Woody from Toy Story is?
You do?
No.
No.
Woody goes limp when a child walks in the room.
Well, I guess we're not going to the Vatican.
We're not children. We're safe.
Yeah, well, you just made enemies of the Vatican.
That's fine.
Yeah, that's fine, I guess.
I'm seeing that it's a room of penises and not just a drawer.
Oh, it's not just a drawer. Yeah, we got
It's a-
our fact checker. It's a
Yeah.
whole room.
Yeah. No, I knew it was like multiple. I didn't know it was a room, but I figured it was more than one drawer.
Yeah, well, it's not any drawers. It's a room.
They just have a room. You looked it up?
Do they got
It's
lighting?
the legend of the Vatican penis room. So
The
it's a
legend.
Oh, it's
The
a legend.
legend.
It's a
So,
legend.
so this isn't like a tourist that we can't just like walk in and we can't pay $5 to go see the penis room.
Oh, I think we're
Oh,
gonna have to find. Okay, Lilo's working on it. We're gonna find out how to see the Vatican dicks.
Yeah, sweet. Which, honestly, you couldn't have picked a better day to bring that topic up. Wearing Elton John stuff.
Oh, yeah. I mean, he likes dicks.
He sure does.
So Eminem got him that.
Yeah,
Like
the
diamond encrusted
diamond,
cock
yeah,
rings.
penis ring, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which I feel like is counterintuitive for being a cock ring, don't you think?
Not if you're Elton John.
But it's diamond encrusted. That seems like. Nigel, do you want diamonds around your cock?
I'm gonna have to get back to you on that.
All right.
All right, yeah. So yeah, what's with all your Elton John garb, man?
It's just Elton John.
That's
I don't
good.
know. What do you mean?
I don't know.
What's with your Golden Knight garb.
I don't know. Just
Yeah.
some.
And to be fair, I'm wearing Elton John. You're wearing Las Vegas Golden Knight hockey apparel, and yours is way more flashier than mine is.
Sure is. It's flipping gold. My favorite color.
Gold and glittery.
Gold. What's your favorite color? Is blue?
Yeah, blue.
Has it changed over the years? Because it
Blue.
used to be blue.
I like blue. I like pink, purple.
You like pink? See, I like
Yeah.
I like wearing purple, but like dark purple. I don't pink. I hate pink. I hate pink. I hate yellow. But I like gold, which is just metallic yellow, essentially.
Yeah, that's weird.
Yeah.
So what kind of so my goal is puking at a 3-star restaurant. What kind of goal can we make for you? What goal does this podcast have to do for you to sit down and smoke a blunt with me?
I mean,
What celebrity would you have to be next to and hand you a blunt for you to be like, you know what? I guess I'll try this.
I don't think it would be any sort of person or anything like that. It would have to be a very, very, very high monetary.
That will be high.
No, it has to be a very, very high monetary thing that would get me to do something like that.
Like $5.
No,
Right here.
No.
6?
no.
So would it be like the kind of like if this podcast gets to 100,000 subs, I'll smoke a blunt? Like,
Yeah, see, that's what I'm
No.
saying. Like, what kind of goal? What kind of
No.
goal are we thinking here? What kind of goal can we think about?
I don't know. I'd rather have it not be a goal that would break a moral of mine versus you just want to go eat enough food to puke.
Yeah.
Very different, very different
Yeah.
goals.
Yeah, but there's no moral. Your moral is just based on a principle that doesn't make sense. So,
I mean, no.
yeah, well, yeah. What's your moral?
I don't want to do drugs.
Okay,
You can smoke all the dope you want.
it's not dope. I'm calling it that. I'm telling you this multiple times. Stop
Right.
being dumb.
No, but it is dope because
No,
again,
but it's not.
to non-pot smokers,
No.
pot is dope.
No.
To pot smokers, what's dope then?
No.
Cocaine or whatever.
It's anything. Yeah, it's hard.
So, see, because that's harder
But
than
it's,
anything
but it's
I've ever
not.
done.
But
so,
you're just being ignorant though.
no.
Like that's what's happening. Like that you're just not being good about it.
I don't want to smoke pot.
That's not the answer.
You'd probably have an easier time getting me to smoke pot than swearing though.
Well, yeah. I'm hoping they happen at the same time. I'm hoping you get like super fucking high and you're just like, fuck. And I'll be like, yeah, I know, right?
I don't think it would happen.
You don't know that.
I mean, I don't because I don't know what would happen
Yeah, I
if
know.
I was smoking stuff. But I also heard that if you smoke it once, you don't even get high. Off the
Well,
first time.
that's not
I don't know
true
if that's true.
always.
I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know anything about drugs other than they exist.
Yeah, because you just
they're
don't
bad.
know.
They're bad
They're
for
not
you.
bad. That is not a true statement. I mean, it is a factual statement, but it is not what you were making it out to be.
Okay.
So.
as someone who's done literally every drug, I'm kidding.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Did he tell you? I've never said a swear word. Did you guys know that?
I know he told me that you didn't smoke. I don't know if he's told me that you never. He might have. I don't remember 5 minutes ago. So
Yeah.
Is that your normal state or is that just your current state of pain?
That's
well, that's generally my normal state. But yeah, I'm also recovering from the events of
Would you like to tell us the story?
Yeah, sure. Right
Here.
after,
Oh, you do. We.
Yeah. Just do it quick. Yeah.
After we take care of our shitty technology.
Oh no, it's gonna be the button with the camera and the red on the face of it. Yep. Yep. And then push it again. And then. Sweet. Cool. We're all
All
good.
right. So Nigel.
New timer though. New timer for 25 minutes. Cool.
So Nigel has volunteered to help us today. We asked, and I was told earlier this morning that he was in rough shape because he was bit, and I would like him to tell the story for us. So
I got bit in the face by. Okay, so
Would you like the microphone?
Yeah, okay, so sure. So there I was, traversing by my lonely. And when I came across a dog, it's no one else around, no cars, nothing. It was just a dog. It was just right in the middle of the road. And as I approach it, I start to feel a presence come over me. And I continue to go further and further. You ever seen like one of those shows where like there's like an entity where like its mouth doesn't move, but like you hear its voice? That's basically what started happening to me. And it was just like, stop. So I stopped. And we just stared at each other for about a minute straight. And then he was just like, approach me if you feel you are worthy. So I approach him. I get close. Doesn't move. I get on his level. I figure maybe I gotta, level with him or whatever. And then he goes, though a mighty warrior you are not pure of heart. And then bit me right in the fucking face.
And so.
And disappeared.
Wait, hold on.
And so, what drugs were you on last night?
Hold on.
Sober.
we have to throw this out here real quick. He wasn't just bit by a dog. He was bit.
No, don't do it.
I mean, yeah, bleep that out. We don't want to get the.
Oh.
Yeah, actually. He was bitten by a chihuahua. Fuck those things.
If you want, you can just take a picture of my face and make it the thumbnail.
the thumbnail of Nigel's face.
Oh, man. Yeah.
No, I was actually bitten by a dog, and that's actually what happened.
That is.
You heard all those words.
I mean.
The dog spoke to you mentally.
Yeah, his name was Iggy. That's a JoJo's Bizarre Adventure reference.
All right.
It's always the talking dogs, because when I got hurt from my dog injury, the dog called me a bitch. He literally called me a bitch.
So okay. You have some weird friends. But,
First of all, yes.
But I will say, but hold on.
Yeah, I think we're the weird ones. Yeah.
No. Totally fine. No. I've talked to dogs. I've never had a dog talk to me.
Sure they do.
I've had them bark at me.
They go like, oh Davy.
Okay. Stop with your references from 90,000 years ago.
That was a really old reference. Yeah, maybe if you indulged in the Earth's, I don't know what I was gonna say. Never mind.
Yeah, I don't know what you're gonna say either.
That came out really bad.
The thing is, as weird as your friends are, but the thing that stop. I'm trying to say something here. I'm trying to say something. So, my friends, I told you this before. I'm used to my friends, where if I make plans with them for Saturday morning, they'll be like, "Oh, hey, sorry, I can't make it now anymore because I made plans on Sunday night for dinner." Like that's the friends that I have. But your friends, thank you very much. You got bit in the flippin' face by a dog. You were at the hospital until 6 a.m. and then still showed up here to help us. Thank you. No excuse for ditching on plans. I appreciate it. These guys are great.
So now we know I'm doing all the legwork on promoting this thing because he just talked shit about all of his friends.
Well, I mean, they're not really friends anymore. I don't really.
So,
As a matter of fact, I hate them.
yeah, my friends they're awesome because they're eclectic. I think I have a very interesting. I attract weird people because I myself am weird, and we're all broken. So, together we just have a good time.
Yeah.
Like there's. Like, I don't know, that's what life's about, man, you know? We're getting all hippie now.
Sure. You want to hang that back up?
I don't know if I do or not. I'm even if it's hanging in the mic, I'm constantly touching it and everything. We talked about this too. I just want to touch the microphone. I don't know why.
Because it looks like a penis. We talked about your desire to go see penises.
I did physically say out loud last night that I wanted, what was it? I wanted
Where is this going?
the big thickness in my mouth. But we were going to this restaurant that had really, really good mozzarella sticks that were thicker than this microphone, and I wanted them in my mouth.
Nice. Did you get them in your mouth?
Oh, they were definitely in my mouth.
Did you get the white goo out of it too?
I got all of the white goo.
Nice. Good stuff.
It's weird that you talk like that sometimes, but you don't swear.
Yeah.
I do want to say that much.
Do you remember the day or what happened when you found out that I had sex as like a 25-year-old adult?
I actually remember the conversation.
Yeah, do you remember what the comment was that I made where you're like, he knows what he's flipping talking about. He's had
Yes,
sex.
I do remember that.
Yeah.
I do. Do you want me to say this on here?
I mean, if you want to say it, yeah, if you want to say what the comment that I made was, yeah.
Well, you were talking about your girlfriend, which then became your wife, which is now your ex-wife.
Yes.
You were talking, and you said something about having sex, and you said it in such an innocent way that I'm like, you still don't know what you're talking about. And then you said something about, I think it was something along the lines of after like the protein shakes of working out.
No, it was
And something about how anal is just much better at that
Yeah,
point.
it's-
And I was like, all right.
yeah, it was clean anal after
Clean
after
anal.
a workout.
After a workout.
And he was just like, he knows what he's talking about. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
I don't know what to say about that.
10 years later.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do actually. I have a question for you, and it just occurred to me. So, before I ask this question, we have to first, for argument's sake, let's hypothetically, say that swearing is a spectrum of sorts. Where exactly do you draw the line between what is and what is not a swear word?
So he says F instead of fuck,
Flip. I say flip.
and he'll say
poop.
flip or
Flip
whatever.
and poop. Son of a biscuit.
And for some reason, his concept of swearing is only limited to the actual physical words that is a swear word. Otherwise, his mouth is probably just as filthy as mine.
Right.
He just uses words like flippin' and poop instead of shit and fuck.
Crap, I'll say crap.
Yeah, he says crap. He doesn't say, like, he literally doesn't say, so shit, like, we could literally go through Blink-182's family reunion right now. Shit, puss, fuck, cunt, cocksucker, motherfucker, tits, fart, turd, and twat. You say fart.
And mother.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, but like, fart is not a swear.
No, it's not.
Like,
No.
obvious.
No.
Crap for all intents and purposes. If you're like, is crap a swear word? Yes or no? I'm like, no.
An adult would say no.
A child would say
A
yes.
child would say yes.
No, because like I remember there was a time when being a kid, like I was like, oh, this sucks, and my mom was like, don't say that.
Yeah, that was weird.
Like-
So my philosophy behind it is that I don't want the words in my vocabulary at all. So I don't read them. If I was ever in school and I needed to read like a part of a chapter of a book, whatever, and there was like the S word in it, in stride, I would just see it and I would just naturally say poop instead.
But he drops hard R's during songs.
Hard R's. What's
That was... Never mind. That's a lie. I'm sorry. Yeah, he doesn't even know what that means, so he doesn't know.
okay? Cool.
I think he tried to set you
That was-
up right now.
That was a racist thing. That was the N word.
The joke is that he's.
Oh.
Dan would never.
Oh.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, that failed horribly.
I think what's funny to me is how somehow you look worse.
yeah, probably.
But I don't want him.
It
To,
happens.
I don't want him in my vocabulary because I don't want to ever slip up and direct the thing at someone as an insult. If I'm gonna be angry at someone, I want to be constructively angry at someone. I don't
Can
want to.
we imagine the day though that you just like, fuck you?
Yeah, but like then also I've said flip you to someone, but then it just
And then
it just
people
like
laugh.
yeah, they just laugh, and then it kind of dissolves the situation. Like it's less tense and all that kind of stuff. It's like, you're a flipping piece of poop. Who's gonna be mad at me saying that? You know, no one's really mad at that. So even if I say it at someone, it's just no one cares. It's not gonna heat up the situation anymore. It's not gonna make it worse. So that's kind of, I don't even want the words in my vocabulary for that reason. That's
I can respect that. I was just curious.
yeah. So it's essentially words that can be directed at someone as an insult. Mostly, I think that's the main way of discerning what words are. The words I won't say.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Thank you for indulging me on that.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I don't even know if I really even knew that. I mean, I've known it, but yeah, I don't even know if I had a reason. So, congratulations.
Yeah. But now at this point, it's just like,
Now it's a principle.
yeah, now it's just a principle. I want to go my whole life without doing it, you know? Just kind of, do I care about people's feelings as much as I used to? Not at all. But now it's just kind of like I haven't done it, so I'm just going to keep not doing it.
Is Dracula's accent real?
So is that what you
I have no idea why I
have no
wrote
idea?
down Dracula's accent.
Well, I mean, I'm sure that it's real. He's from an area, so he has an accent that from an area that has an accent.
But,
So
like-
what?
A fictionalized area. Like, I know it's a real, like, Transylvania does exist,
Yes,
right?
Correct.
But, like, that version of Transylvania is not the same. Like, Dracula's Transylvania is not what Transylvania actually is.
but like, what do you mean? Give me an example of his accent. Like, I want to suck
Yeah,
your blood.
blah.
Okay, well, I mean,
Blah. Is there any real person that sounds like this in life?
there's.
Does anybody actually sound like this?
Have you heard some of the way that people talk nowadays? I'm sure that could have been the real way that he talks. Have you heard some of these
the
people?
real way that he talks, Dracula?
Yeah.
Dracula's accent is actually a Hungarian accent.
It's a Hungarian accent,
My grandpa
Okay.
was from Hungary.
right?
So,
So,
it's a
is
real
that
accent.
is that
Okay,
is that
cool.
true though?
Yeah, honestly, now that like I never thought about it until I just looked up, but like actually, yeah, that it's actually pretty similar. I think it's a little bit like maybe exaggerated, but like
Your grandpa Dracula.
I wish.
Well, that's okay. So Dracula's accent is Hungarian.
According to Google,
I mean, that's fair. I literally needed to know that. I wanted to know because like that is an exaggerated accent that Dracula's got, right?
I think it's just kind of more of like a generic Eastern European, like Slavic accent.
That's good. That's good to know. I'm actually very happy about that. Some more technical difficulties. Just get your face in that camera.
'Cause I mean, like, I don't like how much different would the perception have been if he had like a Cuban accent? Or something,
Right.
like,
You know?
or just something like.
Lucy, I want to suck your blood. That was my Ricky Ricardo. My Desi Arnaz.
That was terrible. So, but so speaking of, you brought up Ricky Ricardo,
Yeah. Desi Arnaz.
the Mandela effect.
What about him?
Well, he's a big one. So you know what the Mandela effect is, right?
Yeah.
Are there any things that you have fallen like victim to of the Mandela effect?
Well, we all believe that Nelson Mandela was a person, and now he's not. So, I guess
Is he
there
not a
was
person?
that.
I don't think that was ever a part of it. That was not part of it. It was that everyone thought he died,
Yeah, but he
he
was
never
in prison.
and people remember reading stories about how he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, there's a lot, I guess.
But I bring up the whole thing because of Ricky Ricardo, because apparently in I Love Lucy, he never once said, "Lucy, you have some splaining to do." But everyone remembers him saying that all the time.
I mean, I hear Lucy, I'm home.
Yeah. Okay. But everyone also remembers him saying, "Lucy, you have some splaining to do."
I
But
mean,
apparently
I
he's never
don't
once said
remember
it.
that, and I've seen every episode of I Love Lucy.
Okay, well, good for you.
So,
But that's one of the things that remind me of that. But there's a bunch of things like about the Mandela effect and like, are people? Is there a? Are we in a simulation? We talked about it like an episode ago or 2 episodes, whatever, about if we're living in a simulation, and are people trying to rewrite what things are? Like, is that something that just is? I don't know. It's just crazy.
Well, no. There's a lot that can go into that. There's many things. I guess if you want to believe in simulation, you can. I would say it's a quantum thing.
Okay, explain.
Well, it's a quantum thing.
I don't know what you mean by that.
The fact of quantum mechanics means that everything is connected to everything.
Okay.
So, like, that's just the thing. Collective memories happen because, like, quantumly we are kind of connected still.
Okay.
So people can share experiences even though they're nowhere close to each other.
All right.
It's like a weird quantum thing. That's why people remember Sinbad being, what was it, a genie? That's not Shazam.
Yeah.
Which is Shaq.
Yeah.
Which we should climb on Shaq.
He's taller than 6'4".
Yeah, he's.
Yeah, we can climb on Shaq. No apology needed there.
No.
But we just can't call it rock climbing.
No, well, not obviously.
What can we call it? That's
Mm,
yeah, but like the newest one that I heard was what like Elle Wood from Legally Blonde,
mhm.
which I don't know if you've seen it, but what color
Mhm.
is her Porsche? A lot of people thought it was pink, but it's just black.
I wouldn't
Yeah,
have
you wouldn't
known
know that
what
one. Yeah.
color her Porsche was.
Yeah, there's so many examples of it. Fruit of the Loom, do they have a cornucopia in their emblem?
Apparently not.
Apparently not. But they did. And then, but there was a video that surfaced where someone found an old shirt that did have it.
Okay.
So, like, people are trying to find evidence of these things that supposedly don't exist, but they're trying to find evidence that they did exist at one point.
What if the world's bigger than we think it is?
Okay.
What if, by the stretch of our wildest imaginations, the population of the planet is double than what it really is?
Okay. What I don't know what you're actually asking or what you're trying to get.
I'm just asking, like, what if like, so everybody's paranoid that they're watching. They're watching them.
Okay.
They're watching me.
Okay.
They're watching me, man. Don't text me that word. They're watching. They can get me. And I'm like, that's absurd. That is absurd. For somebody to have to watch every single fucking person, they would literally have to take a baby when it's born, clone it immediately, and then have that clone say, hey, you have to monitor this person every fucking day. Otherwise, there's no way. There's no way to monitor all the phone calls and everything like that. So what if the world is just doubled and we've got like a secret society of clones from everybody that's just watching our every single move? And maybe we're not in a simulation. Maybe it's just some rich fuck trying to fuck with everybody. Like that's why we can find the cornucopia on the fruit of the loom.
I think that was one of the dumbest theories I've ever heard you say.
No, I don't know about that.
I mean,
I once came up with the fact that the world is a bong.
well, I never heard you say that, so my statement still stands.
Yeah. I was listening to Afro Man when I came up with that.
Okay. And were you high?
Well, yeah. What?
Okay.
Who listens to Afro Man and isn't high? What's up?
I was just gonna say, so like, not to switch subject, but like, do y'all think there was actually an active shooter? Do you think JFK's head just did that?
Well, I think he was in a culvert. I think the shooter was down in a culvert.
Well, there's multiple shooters.
Like, do you think there was an actual gunman, or do you think his head just did that?
No, I think there was a gunman.
Okay.
Like, are you trying to suggest that maybe
his head just did that?
Maybe like it was like short-term spontaneous combustion.
It was just head explosion disease, I guess.
Head explosion disease. No.
That one didn't hit with me.
Well, yeah, but I'm also like, I don't know if you answered my question yet. So.
I said I think there was a shooter, yeah,
I did say that.
but I don't think it was Harvey I don't think it was Oswald Gott or
I
whatever.
definitely think it was him.
No.
I think he was part of it. But there was multiple shooters. We got a cat.
I think you said just did that.
All right.
I mean, that's a theory right there.
I gotta laugh. All right, that's all I need.
Do
Stormy-
not. Do not.
Stormy.
Do not.
Oh, that's wild. I mean, there is something to say about the fact that his head could have just exploded. But he was definitely shot by multiple people.
Regardless of whether or not his head exploded, he was
Yeah,
shot.
it could have been. Could have been coincidence. Could have been coincidence. They they didn't want him to suffer. They didn't want him to suffer, so his head exploded, and then they just shot him after that to put him out of his misery.
Okay.
He did have bullet wounds in other places besides his head.
Yeah, he was definitely shot from one direction in his chest, and then shot from a different direction in his head.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think there's a conspiracy around it for sure.
I mean, that's for sure.
I mean,
I think they're doing that later this year.
oh, is it still recording?
Yes.
No, the audio because he jumped on there.
I'm not sure. I don't know what the password is.
Oh.
Oh, that's not good.
Well, all of this has been a waste.
Well, I also think it recently did that too, because I've kind of been monitoring it a little bit. Oh no, it's still recording.
It's still
Sweet, awesome. Oh my gosh, that was terrifying. We just learned that his new Mac will record while it's in sleep mode.
Yeah.
Good news.
Yeah. See, we're getting technology. Okay. How long have we been going for here?
I don't know, 142 beats or 1,442 beats at 120 beats per minute.
So that's 700 beats. That's 700. So I don't know what we're doing.
Enough minutes.
47 minutes.
Okay. Cool. So you got anything else on your list there?
I mean,
that
I
you
have
need to
other
talk-
things, but like, we're not segueing very well today.
No, we're all over the fucking place.
Yeah. You had a story about a drone, or something you were going to talk about a drone the other day, and I told you to bring up the drone.
No, you were supposed to bring up the drone.
No, you were supposed to bring it up because I had a story about it.
I don't know
It was
anything
supposed to
about
be It was supposed
drones.
to be a segue. I don't know. Darn it. Segue to drones.
Well, do you have something to say about drones?
Yeah, I just had a story to tell that I thought was hilarious. It was my old best friend. Let's call him Ryan.
Okay.
So we were, it was in college, and this special kid had a drone that he brought out to like a restaurant with us, and he wasn't that special. Like he just was weird. He didn't have anything clinically wrong with him, I don't think. He was just a weird kid. He brought this drone around, and he's flying it around, and he ends up getting it stuck in a couple girls' hair. This kid's name, we don't want to use real names, right? We want to use fake names.
I mean, I guess.
So let's
not.
just call him Mike.
I mean, there's at a certain point you could just be like, "Hey, my friend, let's just call him Nigel," and then like nobody would ever know.
Yeah, let's just call him Mike. So Mike was flying this drone, got it caught in a couple girls' hair, and we all told him like, stop flying this thing. Darn it, I think his real name's Mike.
Well,
Yeah.
Mike.
Mike. And he starts flying this thing around again, and so my old friend Ryan, one of my favorite moments of him that he's ever done. He just takes his hand and just swats this thing out of the sky and just absolutely like just crushes this thing out of the air. And all of us just started like laughing and clapping. It was great. But then this guy like cried because his drone was broken.
Just killed the special ed kid's drone.
Well, again, I don't think he was actually special ed, but it was hilarious. It was absolutely hilarious. So, do you have anything to say that we can segue? Come on.
From the drones?
Yeah, from the drone.
I don't do drones, bro. I got no drone story. Roger? It's a Star Wars reference. Anyway, let's keep going.
Okay. What do you have on your list?
Dracula's accent?
Jeez, Louis, that's it? That's all you got in the last like 4 weeks? That's all you got on your list?
I got some other things. We got the difference between data and data. I got trying to get you to smoke, and you're just not. You don't know what improv is because you apparently don't know what yes and is.
I know exactly what yes and
Yeah,
is,
I know,
but
you
we're not
say-
improving because I'm
you
not
say
gonna.
no all the time.
Because I'm not gonna
You
say
want to
yes
start
to
a
that.
religion?
I mean, sure.
Would you?
I mean, maybe. Yeah.
Would you start a religion to worship God, or would you like start a religion to worship something else?
I don't know. I mean, possibly to worship God. Yeah, I could start it's just a different denomination.
Mm-hmm.
I could start that. I could do that. I'd do that for sure, skis. Because I definitely believe in God. But again, I'm not religious. I believe in God, believe in Jesus, all that kind of stuff. But I am not religious. Religious is like ritualistic and obligatory actions, which I don't do any of that kind of stuff. Stopped going to church a long time ago because I think they just spout bologna sausage. But I definitely do believe in God, and I believe in him in my own way, which is actually, I think, is rooted more in the Bible than what churches say. So,
Would you try to bring other religions together?
no, I mean, that's already a thing.
Yeah.
That's what coexist is.
That's not a thing. That's just a bumper sticker.
No, coexist is an actual church group. It's an actual church.
Mm,
It is.
weird.
It's essentially people saying that we all believe in different gods, but our different gods are actually the same God, so we really have a lot in common. So
I
let's
mean,
all
yeah.
get together and talk about it. That's what coexist is.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
it's-
that's kind of
But it's an actual church.
true.
So,
I actually kind of always had that same mindset. Like I'm not religious or practice or anything like that anymore. It's been years and whatnot. But I always that particular idea always made me find the Tower of Babel story interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Yeah.
because it's like how many of these religions are actually the same thing, and people just think it's different because shit gets lost in translation.
Yep.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
You look at it, it's like y'all damn near believe in the same stuff.
well, it's like the thing too is like when people, the Bible, like you may not believe in God or anything like that, but the Bible is a true historic document. Things happened in it. Well, things happened in it, and historians will use it to actually find things that actually existed. I mean, it talks about like Caesar and like the Romans and all that kind of stuff. Like Xerxes was a real person. Like all these people were real people, and they're all in the Bible. There's locations that are talked about that they've used the Bible to be able to find these locations. But
And
then,
you know
but all these different religions from all over the different places and all these different like societies all talk about a flood. But yeah, they didn't have the internet and planes and cell phones and all kinds of stuff to talk to each other. So the flood happened.
Well, yeah, the
It
floods happened multiple times.
Right, but it's a real thing that happened. But people will be
Multiple
like,
times.
yeah, but people don't believe it because just because the Bible says it, they're like, well, the Bible says it, I don't believe it. It's not real. It didn't happen.
Like, who doesn't believe the flood?
I mean, a lot of people don't.
Everybody
believe
believes the flood.
That's not true at
We all
all.
know that the flood happened.
that. No, people really don't believe that it happened.
Well, then they're stupid.
Okay,
People think that dinosaurs didn't actually exist.
That is true too.
But-
You can't expect people to know.
but then the thing is I actually think that like again, dinosaurs. I believe dinosaurs were actually described in the Bible. So I actually think that there is an overlap of Bible existing and dinosaurs existing as well. The whole time frame of how long ago they lived, I can't explain any of that kind of stuff. But like they talk about like the behemoth is the biggest animal that walked on Earth, and as every step it took, like it shook the ground like an earthquake, and its tail was the size of a tree trunk. Well, that's a Brachiosaurus or Brontosaurus, like that. That to me, that's describing a dinosaur, right? So I think they existed in the Bible.
I think you're the only one that thinks that.
Okay, that's fine. That's why. But
I
that's
thought
why.
that was like the huge argument. It's like dinosaurs are not in the Bible.
See, but I think they are. I mean, what else would you describe that as?
A behemoth? Well, I play Final Fantasy, so I have a very different idea of what a behemoth looks like in my head.
Okay. But there's like Leviathan, which is like a sea dinosaur. So like there's creatures that were described in the Bible that I think are described very similar to dinosaurs. That's kind of what I'm saying. Is like these people, they like these churches, they don't talk about stuff they talk about what
They don't talk about the dicks.
but there's something that was just accepted as truth and taught in the religion that has just been passed down from generation to generation to generation of churches, and they've never questioned it themselves. They've never questioned it. They've never actually like found this stuff out themselves.
There was a religion started after me.
After you,
Oh yeah, Rastafarian.
you're dumb.
Okay, I know you think that was
And
just
it's
something I just made
I
up.
think it's also Rastafarian.
Okay, first of all, it's Rastafaria.
Is it?
It's
Okay,
Rastafarian.
Fine.
That's the actual religion, but I'm talking about mine that I did not make up right now. Somebody else made this up about me, legitimately. Rastafarian.
and had members of the church and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I had 3.
You're so dumb. Who made this up?
My friend D-Ray.
D-Ray. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, she made it up.
Who's D-Ray?
Somebody I know.
Oh. All right. Hard to
Oh.
have a friend that you don't know.
An old friend.
Oh, yeah. From Washington.
Yeah, from Job Corps.
Oh, from Job Corps. Yeah, makes sense.
Yeah.
I think you did tell me about this a long time ago.
Yeah, she started Rastafarian.
Okay. And what was the premise of this religion?
Me.
Cool.
Yep. I was a religion.
I'm so proud of you.
Thanks.
I was just listening to Dance Gavin Dance, and it
Yeah.
was the like, let's start a religion. That's a good
Yeah,
song.
okay.
I like that song. So, yeah. So it's just funny that you brought it up because I was just listening to it on the way here.
Cool.
But
That's probably maybe where I got the idea.
yeah, so I have a question for you though. We're talking about
What?
religion. So you used to go to the youth group and all that kind of stuff. Did you ever believe?
Stop saying random names like that, but yeah.
Why random names?
Because you just don't.
Like I shouldn't say the real names out
No.
loud? Well, you used to go to church. I don't even think it exists anymore. I don't know. But you used to go to church
Should.
and youth groups.
I don't see why I wouldn't.
Did you? And you played in the worship band. Did you ever believe?
No. I don't
No.
know.
Huh?
I don't know.
You don't
Probably
know?
not.
Oh, okay. Because I was just wondering, because like for a while, I honestly thought that maybe you were doing it just so you could perform on a stage.
No, I don't
No,
think so.
that's not true. Okay.
No, because we had the bands back then too.
Yeah.
So like we played a couple of shows like that.
Okay. I just
With that shitty guitar.
because you went from like actually being in like again the worship band and all that kind of stuff to then a year later walking past the church doors and acting like you were burning up.
I didn't do that. That was Brandon. That was Brandon.
So yeah.
No. I mean, I remained friends with some of those guys for a couple of years after that even.
Yeah.
So
All right. So I was just curious. So you don't know if you ever believed. You're just not
yeah, I
sure.
don't think so.
Okay. Makes sense.
Yeah, it's an interesting one because I don't know what that is.
What is?
Like the belief.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
I know it's been so long at this point that even if I did, I don't know. I don't know if I did and what it felt like to believe in that.
Okay. I can accept that.
So yeah, I have no idea.
Right.
The cat's trying to get into the ceiling again. I don't think he's gonna be successful.
So yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, What else we got here? Should we just start wrapping this up here?
We could.
Wrap this up and get something to eat.
Yeah, I'm hungry.
I was actually, before you do wrap it up, it was something that was occurring to me when you were talking about like religion and like dinosaurs and descriptions and stuff in the Bible and stuff. I think what's funny because like there's there are people out there that believe or whatever, of course against the common narrative of the earth being millions and years old or whatever, that it's actually a lot younger than that. One thing I always very recently, because like a little over a year ago, I became super obsessive with like just language as a concept. So of course I started doing research on what was the first the oldest documented languages and whatnot. And I don't quote me on this, but like the time period where we would have the actual like oldest documented language actually lines up with a lot of what the people believe and whatnot. Of course then my only issue with that being like, but we also have proof that there are other dead languages beyond that just weren't documented. So I always ended up wondering, like, is that where the basis of that comes from, and people just don't know it,
Of like how old
of how old the Earth is.
based on like God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like my point is, not like to debate
No, yeah, no, I
how old
understand.
it is and what, but like it was. I always thought that was interesting, especially when I got into it.
Yeah.
All right, that's it.
Well,
That's fine.
well, no, I mean, you brought up a couple of things that made me like spark in ideas in my head, but like it's one of those things because like our calendar is not that old. You know what I mean? So like that to me that just says like, yeah, a year was a year, but it's only been a year for a couple hundred years. Before that, a year was how long? Like, what did the calendar say it's how long, And then at that point, I mean, the Bible clearly states that the original people that, like, after Adam and Eve, like, they were, like, 600, 700, 900 years old when they died. But what does that mean? What is that, like, is 900 years our time, 900 years their time? And if everything is constantly expanding, that also means everything was smaller several thousand years ago when Adam and Eve would have existed. So that means that the orbit around the sun would have been shorter in the first place. So a year, if they're what?
I don't think that the everything expanding means that the sun was expanding and the orbit around the earth or around the sun was expanding.
Well, no, the space between the earth and the sun is getting bigger.
Okay.
Our physical bodies aren't getting bigger, but the space is getting bigger.
Okay,
So that means it's a bigger circle
Okay.
that it has to do at that point. That's why we have to deal with leap year and bullshit.
Okay.
And that's why every 1,000 years we don't have a leap year.
Okay. But another thing about like the timing thing too and how old it is, like the darkness and the lightness, which is like the sun, right? That wasn't really created until like the third day or something like that. So for those first 2 days, the earth was created and the earth existed, but who knows how long it could have existed.
We're not talking about that.
I'm just coming up with a solution for how old, why it could be billions of years old, but also it was created 12,000 years ago, at the same time. I'm just coming up with a idea of,
Arbitrary numbers. Very arbitrary.
okay,
We're going to
sure.
say that much.
Yeah. Yeah.
So anyways, are you just doing that? Okay.
So yeah.
So yeah, there's that. I think because like yeah, what was before Sumerians? Like we had shit before Sumerians, right?
Yeah. So they're definitely. I think, and again, don't quote me on this. The oldest documented languages is either Sanskrit or Tamil. I gotta look up how you pronounce that actually.
I thought the oldest written was Sumerian.
That's the oldest that we I think that they know how to translate or something like that.
Okay, and
Yeah, because like they.
And-
I didn't mean to cut you off.
No. But didn't they just recently like translate it too?
Sumerian?
Yeah.
I don't know about that.
Oh,
I
okay.
imagine no. Otherwise, that's how we'd have a Bible, right?
Because okay, yeah, Sumerian language, language isolated. It's the oldest written language in existence, which first came around about 3100 BCE. Um, which I'm pretty sure BC would basically refer to before they started counting years with like the Christian, like calendar or whatever. Um, I'm actually looking all that up now because I want to make sure I'm not spewing bullshit. But because after that, I think the next one there's this world's 10 oldest languages. There's Egyptian at two, 2609, basically 2700 BC. And then Sanskrit after
Yeah, Egyptian. I mean, Egyptian's old, and they're starting to think that a lot of this stuff is actually older than we originally thought it was in the first place.
Well, they're what is it? The Sphinx. Apparently, there was no depiction of them building the Sphinx like there was with like the pyramids and stuff like that. And so they believe that, and then around it, there's like water erosion around the Sphinx that they put that at being thousands of years
Like
older.
twice,
Yeah,
actually.
yeah, twice as old as the pyramids.
No. That's you
Or what?
misinterpret. Like actually, so that water erosion, like
Mm-hmm.
twice.
It happened
Like
twice.
yeah, they see the water, like the flood, the great flood that we think it is.
Right.
Yeah, there's water erosion on there that to lead it to believe that the Sphinx has survived the flood twice.
Okay. Well, because the water erosion, I've heard that there was water that flowed through that area, and they know when the water, and I don't even know how they figure this out, but they know when the water flowed through that area. Excuse me, which was like 3,000 years before the pyramids were even built. So that's how old they think that the Sphinx was.
Yeah.
And then
I don't remember the original point I was going to make. So, first off, Tamil, which is apparently the way it's actually pronounced, Tamil, is actually older than Sanskrit. But interesting enough, Tamil is actually still used a lot in everyday languages, whereas Sanskrit died out around 600 BCE. So, only the strong survive, I guess.
It's sometimes some of those timelines get really messed up, and I think because like not too long ago I was trying to find out what the oldest religion was, and I found something that basically said that Shinto, the Japanese Shinto religion. Some people said it was, some people said it wasn't. Like I don't know.
And that's where that's where like
gets weird.
like timelines like that just get super hard.
Yeah.
Because like the problem is I'm going through all these different articles and all this stuff, like someone's like, oh, this one's the oldest language, and then it's like, oh, this is the oldest language and stuff. The other where I originally became interested in it was at one point when I ended up just coming across Anglo, or like the first English, which first off is it's basically its own language entirely.
which was like it's like West Germanic, right?
It's a combination of Latin, Norse, and Germanic.
Yeah. And then that was like back in like 5 BC. Or
Just
something like
5.
So it actually
that. Or the 5th century BC, I think.
so the first instance of Anglo actually came about 400 years after the death of Christ.
Yeah.
Oh, after, okay. So so 5th AD. Fifth
Yeah,
All right.
like, and it was a combination of Germanic, Latin, and Norse, and eventually kind of started turning into its own thing, and once it was funny because once I got in, started looking at it, I'm just like, yeah, no, this is literally it's entirely its own language. Like actually to the point where I'm pretty sure I read a stat somewhere that somebody said you could. From the point we're at right now in time, you could go back approximately 600 years before, if you go back any further, you just don't know what they're saying.
Yeah. Because language is so crazy.
And even then, you go back 500 years and whatnot, there's still going to be a little bit of a language barrier. Like, you'll be able to communicate just enough to get around, but that's about it.
I mean, that's kind of the case now. I can barely communicate with some of the people, the words that they use nowadays.
Like me.
No.
Well, it's like English is just, not even English, but language in general is just ever evolving, especially with the internet now. Things just move so much faster.
Yeah. Well, I think like even like speaking of just that, a few years ago, what the Webster's Dictionary word of the year was an emoji. So like they're even like using that as like essentially that's language now, and they're considering it part of like the English language in America at least. But then it's just I think it's funny though that we went from hieroglyphs to words back to essentially hieroglyphs using emojis.
And while we're on the topic, one thing I think y'all might find interesting too, if you don't already know, but apparently there's talks now that there's debate that like the word chat or like the concept of referring to chat is going to be the very first like fourth person like perspective. Like
That makes sense. That makes sense. I didn't even think about that.
It made sense to me too when it was. I'm just like, you know what? Yeah, that like, because you got first person and then third person, things like that. And okay, yeah, like I understand, but like, it didn't even occur to me that was almost like an entirely different, not entirely different, but like,
It's kind of a different viewpoint. It is.
because you are in real time, getting the feedback of a lot of different people in one particular place.
It's almost like breaking the fourth wall.
Mm-hmm. All right, XQC. Give us fourth person pronouns.
Wow. Okay, I got to think about that one too now.
Wouldn't they them just still work?
I mean, no, you just call it chat.
Chat.
Yeah, just chat.
The pronouns.
Why are you saying it weird?
Because I'm supposed to be like making fun of XQC.
I don't know what XQC is.
He's only like the biggest streamer that ever existed. So okay.
The biggest dreamer?
Streamer.
Oh, streamer. Wait, I don't watch streams.
Yeah. He's French. And you should hear him talk sometime. You don't know what he's saying.
Okay.
Anyways, we should wrap some things up here. Get some food.
Yeah.
And everything. How's your high performance socks?
Yeah, I was just gonna say
That's absurd.
I'm wearing my socks again.
Yeah, I just noticed that fucking again. You
Yeah.
fucking weirdo. You ever heard of high performance socks? Yeah, exactly.
Well, first
What
off,
is
I
that?
never said high performance. I just said
Anyway.
they're performance socks. They're sports socks
Thanks for joining
that do
us.
moisture
This was,
wicking,
two
and
rights
they're
make a wrong.
fitted to each foot individually. Yeah, doesn't it sound nice? Yeah. See.
Not slide around.
Yeah. See. Yeah. Yeah. You suck. Oh, I know my goal.
What?
I want to make enough money to where I can.
You have to do this with me?
Yeah. No. So I can wear a new pair of socks every day and never repeat wearing a pair of socks.
Okay, Michael Jordan.
That's what I want. That's my luxury.
That sounds so first worldish.
Yeah, first world problems. Okay. I can't go anywhere. I have a cat on me.